Hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Salesforce real-time scenario series. Today we are going to discuss about to the another real-time scenario on the Lightning Web Component. So actually we have to display it by the group of buttons on the modal pop-up. Means that is the quick action button. On click on to the quick action button on the record page, we have to display it by the buttons. User can able to quickly created by the contact or case or opportunity records from the particular account record. From the account record page, they can able to quickly created by the contact and opportunity case records. But here we are going to cover to the how to populated by the how to access by the LWC component in the quick action button, and how to highlighted by the which button they are selected, means which button they are clicked, that button is the we are dynamically highlighting. So how we are going to implement that use case, let's see the in this video. Before going to that, I will show you the output. Okay, so this is the arc. Let's come to the any one of the account record. Okay, so now this is the one of the quick action button. When they can able to click onto this quick action button, we need to open by the pop-up. So by default it will be open by the pop-up, right, when we are using by the quick action on the record page. So click on to the create records. So by default, we have to display by the group of buttons like this contact, opportunity, case. So if I click on to the contact, I want able to fill by the contact information like first name, last name, email. So if you click on to the opportunity, automatically disabled by the this one. Okay, automatically disabled by this one. This is the enabled. Okay, so create opportunity record like name, stage name, and close date. If you click onto the case, automatically open by the case status origin subject, and this button will be the highlighted. So which button we are clicking, that button will be the automatically highlighting to the here. So this is the use case how we are going to implement this use case. Let's see the step by step. So first step is the we need to create by the quick action. That quick action we can able to open to the particular record. Okay, so let's come to the Visual Studio. Let's create by the Control Shift P, create Lightning Web Component. So real time scenario. So here we have to the uh, create records. Okay, this is the my LWC component name. So initially I'm not writing by the anything, just I'm writing by the just one thing only. This is quick action lightning component. This is the calling. This is the lightning web component calling from quick action. That's it. Okay. So how to call it by the LWC component in the quick action? So in giving by the targets, we have to give it by the record action. Target is the, we need to give it by the record action. So true. So here targets, closing by the targets, sorry. So here usually we are giving by the target app page or record page, right? But now we want to call it by the this LWC component in the quick action. In the quick action we need to call it, right? So here we have to give it by the lightning double underscore record action. So when we want to call the our LWC component in the record page or calling from the quick action, we are calling from the quick action, we have to give it by the lightning underscore record action. Then only we can able to call it by the our LWC component. Let's deploy here. This whole bundle I am deploying. Okay. So it is deployed successfully. Let's come to the here. I'm going to open by the account object. This is the another arc. Okay. In this arc, I'm coming to the accounts. Before going to that, I will show you we don't have the button on the account to detail page. Let's go to the account. So open by the any one of the record. So here we don't have the button, like we don't have the any button like here by the create record button. Okay. So once we can add it by the quick action button automatically populated by the here. So let's come to the setup now. In this we can initially created by the quick action. So that's why click on to the buttons, links and actions. Click on to the new action. So here we can select by the our flow. Okay, once it is populated by the we can select by the our LWC component. So here we can select by the LWC component, right? That's why here we can LWC. So here you have to observe few only appear by the here. Actually in my arc couple of the um, LWC components are there, but it is showing the only for the record create record component only. Why? Because means we are mentioned in the targets record action. When you are mentioned the record action in the targets, that components only available for the here. Rest of the LWC components will not be the available by the here. This is the one of the interview question, how to call the LWC component into the quick action. You have to say the interviewer. So I can give it by the targets lightning record action, then only that component I can able to utilize in the quick action. We can call it by the our LWC component into the quick action. Okay, so let's take it by the label create records, click on save. So let's back to the here page layouts. In this page layouts we need to add it, right? Let's back to the page layouts, click on to the account layout. After creation of the quick action button, come to the layouts. So click on to the here mobile and lightning action. Mobile and lightning action you have to select. So here appear by the create record our quick action button. So drag and drop by the here. Drag and drop to the here. You can add it by the create records. Our quick action button we can able to add it by the under the lightning, sorry, Salesforce mobile lightning experience actions. Okay. Once you are added here, click on to the save. Click on to the save. Okay. So then come to the here, refresh by the page. Our quick action button will be the appear by the here. See here, now it is visible by the create a records quick action button. When we click onto this, we are given by the some message na. This is lightning web component calling from the quick action. This sentence only we are writing, right? Very less length width it is coming. Okay. So our component is we can able to call it, right? Our LWC component, we can able to call it into the quick action. Okay. Sorry. So this is the way. So this is the way to we can call the our LWC component in the quick action. So let's come to the next. As for the requirement, after that you are open by the quick action. Then we have to display it by the these buttons. Okay, contact opportunity cases. So how we are going to display by the buttons? So let's remove this. I am taking by the here lightning. button group. I'm taking by the lightning button group. In this, I'm taking by the buttons. Button. So label equals to, I'm going to give it by the contact. So let's take it by the another one. Lightning button label. So opportunity. Now then we are taking by the lightning button label here case. So let's save and deploy. So let's come to the our Salesforce org. Refresh by the page. So now click on to the here, create a records. I think it's not refreshed. Let me one more time refresh by the page. Click on create records. Now you have to observe it is appear by the buttons. Okay, we can give it by the some better to the lightning code here. Lightning code title create a record. Closing by the tag. Some break we are going to give it by this separate line, one line space. So that's why I'm giving by the break. Let's save and deploy. So now refresh by the here. So now it looks like some good, right? So create a record. We have the contact opportunity cases. So this step also be the done. Contact, create opportunity. This buttons is the done. Our next step is the dynamically we have to handle right color. So here which one is we are selecting that one we have to the highlighting, right? So how we are going to do the highlighting? Okay, so contact is if you are selecting this one will be the highlighting. If you click on the opportunity, opportunity will be the highlighting. If you case is the highlighting. So this is dynamically handling purpose. Let's come to the in the JS. So here I am taking by the one property that is the buttons. So this is the object type. Okay, sorry, array type. This is the array type. Okay, so this is the my buttons array type. In this, I am taking by the data. So here label or your wish ID. So here we have to take it by the ID equals to so. So here we are going to give it by the lower cases. So that is for the contact. Why I'm taking the ID, I will let you. So next is the we have to take it by the label or name your wish. So label, see here contact. This is dynamically purpose. We are going to take it by this one. So next is also be the same. So this is for the opportunity. So this is the opportunity. And next one is the case. So save. This is the our buttons. Okay, this is the we are taken by the our buttons array default values we are mentioned. So this is the list type na. Instead of this, I'm going to take it by the for each template list of the records. How we are going to display for each, right? Template for each. So in this for each, So we have the buttons. This is the our buttons, right? This is the our buttons property. Button will be the name, item name. So now here we have to take it by the lightning button label equals to. So here we are going to give it by the our label. So button dot label. So here we are taking a, this is the label we are taking, that is the automatically populated by the here. And next is the here ID. ID equals to, so button dot ID I am taking by the here. Okay, so this is the data ID. We are going to use it buttons, right? That's why here button ID, button label, button ID we are giving here. So let me save for each. So here button ID, that is fine. Let me deploy. Let's see why it is showing an error. Let's try to deploy whole bundle. So within the inside element must be the unique. This is the data ID we are given. That is fine. Otherwise, we can just to give it by the ID. For each button. So let me take it by the ID equals to button dot ID. We are given label. That is fine. For each ID is this one. Let me take it by the div tag otherwise. So let's try div ID equals to button dot ID. I think key, sorry, we are giving to the key. Otherwise, we can directly give it by the here as well for the key. No need for the div tag. Okay, let me save and deploy. So for each, right, key is the mandatory. We can specific ID, we need to give it. Key is the mandatory when we are using the for each. That's why it's showing an error. So same ID is the I'm giving by the same. Here we have to give it by the data ID. Okay, save. Now here we have to deploy. Now UI side, there is no much difference. Let's come to the here, refresh by the page. Output will be the appear by the same, but here coding we are taking by the different, using by the one button only. We are looping to the for each. Why? Because we are looping means I will show you we have to dynamically handle by the highlighting the button purpose. Okay. So here you have to observe there is no difference. Okay. Now how to handle this one? Let's see the here. So when this is the by default is the natural, right? When I'm selecting by this one, it is changing to the brand. Button type is the changed by the brand. This is also be changed by the brand. Automatically, this would be the change to the natural. If you click on to the contact, this would be the mapping to the natural variant, and this will be the change to the variant is the brand. So we have to change it to the natural to brand, brand to natural. Right, which button you are clicking, that value we are giving to the brand. Rest of things we need to change it by the natural. So that's why here we have to take it by the one more variable variant. Default value we are going to give it by the natural. Okay, we are giving by the natural by default. All the same I am giving by the here. So by default is the natural, but when we click on to the particular one button, we need to change it by the, we need to change it by the color, right? Natural to brand. So here on click button, right? On click, here we have to handle click. We have to handle click. So once we click onto this, we can invoke by the our JavaScript function. So here event, let's take it by the constant. So CID, which ID we are selecting, that one. So event to dot target dot data set to dot ID. Okay, data set dot ID. Why? Because we are going to give it by the data set dot ID means here we are using the data ID. Right, when we are using the data ID, we are using by the data set here, and we need to fetch it by the ID, which record you are clicked, that record ID. So dynamically, okay, that record ID will be the come by here. Let me show you just to take it by the alert method here. CID. Let's save, deployed by the whole bundle. So when you click on to the particular button, right, automatically called by the our handle click method. So when we click on that event.target.dataset.id, we are getting the that button ID. Which button you are clicking, that button ID. Button ID what we are given by the here lower cases contact opportunity case. Okay. So let's try now. Refresh by the page. So I'm clicking onto the contact. See here, it is written to the lowercase contact. If you click on to the opportunity, lowercase opportunity. If you click on to the case. So which button you are clicking, that button ID, it would be the return. That button ID, it would be the return. So for this, what we have written, so label is the dynamically we are displaying, data ID also, which button you are clicking, that button ID will be the populated. We are taking by the ID. Variant by default natural, right? So here you have to take it by the variant also. Variant button dot variant. So this is also be the variant, by default will be the appear. So data ID key is the generally using, that is variant on click. This is the our button functionality. So now how to change the button variant code? This is the important. Dynamically we have to change, right? This is the main use case. Which one you are selecting, that one will be the, we need to change it by the variant from the natural to brand. Natural to brand. So let's see how we are going to handle this one. When you click onto the button, this method will be the invoked, right? But better to take by the separate method, calling this handle button variant. Okay. So what we are selecting by this one, this button ID, we are passing to the here button ID. We are passing. How to pass it by that one, I will show you. So we have taken by the one separate method here. In this method, we are going to select by the this one. Okay. So now we have to handle which one is the selected, that one we need to give it by the brand. Rest of things we need to keep it as the natural. So where we have all the our buttons here, right? So let's loop it by the this one. This dot buttons equals to this dot buttons dot map. We are using by the map. So here your wish, take it by the any variable here. You have to take it by the any variable. Okay. So here BTN I am taking by the button. That's purpose. Okay. BTN I am taking. So now here return. After the return the all the values purpose I am taking by the return here. So return triple dot BTN. When you are written the here, this is standard syntax, 3 dots BTN. What you are taken by the here, that one you have to take it return. Okay, return comma button. So here we have to check it variant. So this is the button means it will return the all the values ID, label, variant. So here you are looping the buttons map. First button will be the come. First button is the here. This is the contact, label, variant. These three values will be the giving. So here we have to check it variant value. We have to check it now. So btn dot id equals to which button is coming, that button id equals to here button id. Here button ID means it is returned to the contact opportunity case. Which one we are selecting now, that one will be the return. First button is coming. This button ID is the contact equals to contact means we can set it by the brand. Otherwise, we can set it by the natural. Okay, it's clear, right? So here I am explaining again. So this is the loop repeating by the all the buttons. First button will come. First button variant, what we are going to set it either brand or natural. So how to check it? This is the condition button ID. Which button is coming? First one is the contact is coming, contact ID. We are selecting the button ID. If it is equal means it's come to the brand. Otherwise it will set by the natural. If second will come again, button ID is the checking by both conditions is satisfied, set it by the brand. Otherwise the natural. Okay, like this loop will be the repeating by like this. Final result return to the same buttons. Final result return to the again set it not this one, it is returned to the same buttons. So we can highlighting by that particular button only. Okay, let's save and redeployed by the component. Some syntax error, let me check it. Okay, I am missed out to the equals to here this condition. So save and deploy. So let's deploy by the whole bundle. I think we did some changes on the HTML as well. Let's come to the here, refresh by the page. Contact opportunity cases. Let me check it. It is okay. Sorry, it's my bad. We are not called right this method in this. So we need to execute right this dot. Our method we are calling CID. What we are selecting now, that ID we are passing to the in this. This button ID we are checking by the here. This is the line we are not given it. That's why this method is the not executed. This method is the not executed. It's my bad. So let's come to the here. Refresh by the page. See here, contact. If you click onto the opportunity, this is automatically set by the natural. This will be the set by the brand. So if you click onto the case will be the highlighted. So this is the use case, very important in the real time. So many scenarios client will be the asking to us. So here what we have did dynamically changing by the branding purpose we can take it by the one buttons list. In this we have to take it by the object notation. ID, label, variant, three variables we are taken by the here. Contact, opportunity case, these are the we are taken. So these buttons initially we are looped by the here. Initially we are looped by the here. Okay. So by default this will be the appear by the like this button group for each we are using. So button group we are going to use by the label, ID, variant. Then after when we click on to the button, click on to the handle click method will be the executed. Which button we are clicked, that ID will be the return, either contact or opportunity or case. Based on this ID, we are changing to the variant is the brand. By default, we are given by the natural, right? Then here we are changing to the brand, which button we are clicked one. That button ID we are passing to the one method to the another method. Okay. One method to the another method I am passing to the here. All our button list looping by the here. Okay. Based on that, so our method will be the executed. Our method will be the executed looping by the all the records. which button is the equal to the selected button, that button will be the change to the brand, rest of things is the natural. Okay, so like this we can handle by the highlighting to the button group. And next thing is the, when we click onto the particular button, right, we have to display by the these information, opportunity, case, right, how we are going to display by the this information. So let's first take it by the one for the contact, lightning, record, edit form. So here object, API name. Okay, so here I'm going to select by the contact. So in this I'm taking by the fields. So let's take it by the lightning input field. So field name equals to last name. So here same thing, email, phone, and we have to take it by the last name as well. Last name already we are taken, first name, what I'm talking about to the first name. So save. So this section, when we want to display, when we click on to the contact, then only we want to display it by the this section, means this piece of code. So that purpose we have to take it by the here. So here we have to take it by the one handle to displayed by the our data. Okay, so we have to display it by the contact tab, right? So let's take it by the contact tab. So here we have to the handle display. This is separate method I'm taking by the here. So in this also I'm passing by the same button ID. So by default I'm giving to the contact tab equals to contact dot, sorry, contact tab. Default value I'm giving by the false. So why I'm giving by the false, I will let you. If button ID equals to contact, so we can make it as the this dot contact tab equals to true. Handle. So when it is the contact tab is the button is the true. Okay, this method again we are calling from the in this. One method to another method we are going to call it button ID. So this is for the contact. Similar way for the case and opportunity also. That's why I'm taking by the opportunity tab, case tab. So when we are going to select by the opportunity contact tab will be the enable to true. If you opportunity will be the true. Otherwise case will be the true. So by default we can give it by the all the values, make it as the false. Opportunity tab equals to false. This dot case tab equals to false. Why? Because default we are giving the false, means it might be you are selecting the case or opportunity or contact, right? So by default all will be the make it as a false. Which one we are selecting, that would be the we can make it as the true. Initially you are selecting by the contact, by default it is true, right? So when you click on to the opportunity, we need to make it as the false. That's why by default we can keep it is the all the tabs is the false. Which one we are selecting, that one only we are giving to the here. Else if button ID equals to opportunity, so this dot opportunity tab equals to true. So otherwise we have the only one condition, right? Means finally we have the this dot case tab equals to true. So if it is the contact, we can make it as the contact true. Otherwise, it is the opportunity is the true. If you contact or not opportunity means finally we have the case only, right? So that's why we are giving by the case is the true. Let's come to the here. This block will be the displayed for the only when the contact is selected. So template, if true, contact tab. This is for the contact. So similar way for the opportunity and case as well. Let's copy paste it by the here. This is for the opportunity. Opportunity. So here I'm giving by the object name is the opportunity. In opportunity object, we have the opportunity name, stage name. So here we have to give it by the close date and amount. Some of the fields. Which fields you want, you can give it by the that fields in the opportunity object name, stage name, close date, and the amount. Same way to the for the case object as well. Case tab, case object. So status, origin. So here subject. Either any contact or opportunity, whatever you want, you can select by the contact ID. Let's save. So this block will be the contact, this block will be the opportunity, this block will be the case. Okay, when you click on to the contact will be this will be the enabled. So let's give it by the break here. So let's deploy. Let's refresh by the page. See here by default appear by the like this. When you click onto the contact, I think we are calling or not method again. Handle display button colon is the missing, and I'm removing by the this one as well. Alert method. Let's redeploy. Button ID contact. These are all we are declared, right? Yeah. Okay, let me refresh one more time page. Yeah, now it's populated. I think it takes some time. Contact. It takes some time. Okay. Opportunity. Closed. Case. In the case object, status, case origin, contact. Let me refresh. Alert method we are removed, right? So when I click onto the contact, this will be the populated. When I click onto the opportunity, opportunity related section will be the populated. If I click onto the case related section will be the populated. Okay. So how we did handle for this purpose we have taken by the three variables. Okay. For in these variables, we have to the handle by the data. Based on this, that values only the populated. Okay, so handle display we are calling from this here. By default we can make it as the false for the all the tabs. Which one you are selected, that would be the we can make it as the true. That would be the we can make it as the true. Okay, so for understanding purpose I am implemented by some in detail. We can do it for the some dynamically also, these also, but as for your understanding purpose I am given by the implemented by the in detail the here. Okay, I hope it's clear how it was the implemented. So our first aim is the when we click on to the quick action button, we need to call it by the our LWC component. That purpose we are giving by the record action in the JS file, metadata JS file. Then only we can able to call it by our LWC component into the quick action. When you click onto this, we need to display it by our content. So initially we have to display it by the three buttons: contact, opportunity, and case. So button groups. And next step is the we are implemented which one you are selected, that would be the make it as the variant brand. Okay, then finally we have to display it by the which one you are selected, that related fields information we need to populate it: contacts, opportunity, cases. Okay, I hope it's clear how it was the implemented. Stay tuned for the more real time scenarios. Thank you guys.